them are more than pals.
Our show can be a little gay,
But if you're not,
that's okay.
you can listen and have fun either way. Xena, Star Wars, Doctor Who, guests and music and reviews. Game of Thrones, Winona too. We promise there's something for you. She nerds out. We're girls that like nerdy things. Nerdy things.
Hello and welcome to the She Nerds Out Dance Party.
Oh boy.
I'm Kat.
I'm Wendy.
And I'm Tara. Dancing.
And this is Snop After Dark. On today's episode, we are talking about Boba Fett's episode 4, and I always forget to look up the chapter name. So I don't know what it's called. Maybe by the time we get down
Not
there.
important.
Yeah, it's fine. And we have some nerd news. But guess what, guys? You know what we're doing first? You want to guess?
No.
What day is it?
What day is it?
Oh my God.
Wow.
That's right.
January 25th of 2022 is officially National Opposite Day. Should we say the opposite of everything we think during this podcast?
Oh, God.
Oh,
That's
that
a
makes
lot.
my brain hurt. Oh,
Yeah.
That would be
I will
hard.
do the opposite. Remember George Costanza in Seinfeld? He pretty much decided, like, I think his whole life was a failure and everything he did was wrong and whatever. So he's like, and now now on, whatever I think I should do, I will do the opposite. And it started working there for a while.
Yeah, it worked out, right?
If I think I'm a failure, everything I do is wrong, then just do the opposite.
I'm going to
There you
start
go.
on opposite day by pretending I'm a dancer. And then I love dancing
Let me see
in
your dance,
public.
Kat. I missed it earlier. Let me see your dance.
Oh, I mean, which one? We did all kinds of stuff.
We did the
Oh.
horse clopping from Xena.
Oh, this?
Just a little trotting.
It's such a show I'm witnessing right now. Oh, what is that move?
I don't know.
It's
Oh,
you really only have the top half. Oh,
Tara's doing the roll. Uh-oh, she went
What
a little
is-
too far.
I think we lost one.
Oh no, he's still sleeping.
You're back.
I'm back.
Dance party.
We are a
I don't
very good
dance.
group of dancers on this show. Too bad it's not National Dancing Day. But
Oh.
tomorrow, the 26th, is National Green Juice Day. So,
Very,
for you,
very
Kat, National
specific.
Spouses Day. So,
Hey. Oh, no.
and
I gotta
for
get a card.
me, okay. Well, January 27th, National Chocolate Cake Day.
Oh,
So-
nice.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
there you go.
I like
Chocolate cake. I love.
I'd sing the chocolate cake song, but we shouldn't talk about Bill Cosby.
I don't know.
Do you know the chocolate
Is
cake
there a
song?
song? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I don't.
Let's not talk about it. I shouldn't have
Okay.
brought it up. It's actually, you know what? It ties into what we're talking about later. People whose work you admire who turn out to be monsters.
Oh yeah, we'll get into that.
Okay.
Bill Cosby, perfect
Right.
example.
Okay.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. Well, the 28th is National Have Fun at Work Day, so
that's right.
Oh,
have
nice.
fun at work.
Well, you know what the 29th is?
Well,
It's not going to be on that
Oh,
sheet, Wendy.
Shit, is it your birthday, Kat? Did
No,
I
it's
miss
not.
it?
No, you
Oh.
already missed it this year. That's fine. It's actually
When
last
was it?
year. No, last year you missed it. September. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Oh,
let me
Wendy.
just say this: I miss everybody's birthdays.
Oh no.
It's fine. No, listen.
I think this is Tara. I
need
think
to write
this
it
might be
down.
why I haven't been invited to Kat's house.
I forgot it too, and I've been there 3 times. So I don't know.
No, January 29th is the Leah and I celebrate our anniversary on the 29th. It's the day that we met
Oh.
15 years ago.
Zoinks.
God
Zoinks indeed.
almighty. That's
It's
a long
been
time ago.
84 years.
There hasn't been anyone around here but 84 years.
Wow.
So there you go. It's Cat and Leah Day on the 29th.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. Catalia. That's what we call it. That's our ship. It's Catalia.
Oh, well,
Catalia Island.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Huh.
nice.
Happy anniversary! Happy anniversary! Happy anniversary!
What are y'all gonna do?
We're going
Do
to.
we want to get is it podcast friendly?
I'll give you the censored version.
Oh,
We're renting a camper van. We're throwing.
Yeah, you are.
We're throwing the dog in the car. and
Oh,
we're going
yeah.
on a road trip.
Yes.
Not a euphemism. We're gonna drive up.
That's
to,
what you...
I feel like you're really trying to force this.
I know what y'all are up to.
We're going to Yosemite Valley, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, I
and
bet you are.
everyone. Okay, we're done. let's move on.
Right down to Yosemite.
Wow. Wow.
That is after dark.
That is true. We can get away with that stuff. It's a
Ooh
later
la la.
later time zone.
Ah.
By the way, can you hear my dog barking? in the
6:08
background?
p.m.
It does feel like it's a lot later.
feels
Look at
like
Mittens,
it's
Mystery
10
Mittens
o'clock.
up there in the spotlight, like a
Can we
creeper.
tell people the time machine that we're in?
Yes.
Or that they're in that they may not know about?
What?
That why we're after dark?
Oh, sure. Please.
Okay. You're kind of in a time machine if you're listening because we have actually, get this,
Oh,
recorded already another podcast before this that will air next week.
crazy.
That and From Why Not podcast is on where we talk about the Xena episode. And you know why we had to do that? Because one of our faithful, the only person that gets anything done, Kat, our faithful leader, she's going on Kat and Leah Day,
That's
Kat
right.
and Leah Day, and going down to Yosemite Valley, if you know what that means. So we can't record next weekend because she's going to be busy in that valley.
It's literally a place that we're going.
Throwing it in the RV and packing it up down to Yosemite. So
But
we're
that's
recording 2 this week. So we're in a time machine. So we already did 1. Now we're doing the other one, but we will reference perhaps
right. It might be
parts of the other one.
confusing. Yeah.
It could be confusing.
But it's a good
Yeah.
tease because Anne did join us.
Hmm?
Delightful as always. We love having her. So she was kind enough to come on and give us some content. It was good. She did all the
Anne.
work.
She did. Wow, she really researched this.
She doesn't mess around.
No.
She takes it very seriously. And it was great. I can't wait for you guys to hear it next week.
Next week, we could tease a thing that we already know that happened.
Isn't that great?
We don't have to pretend like we don't know if it's going to happen because we don't know if that celebrity person is going to show up or not,
I
really.
know, because you might jinx it and they don't show up and then you feel stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
no,
we know this happened.
it's in the
Correct.
books.
Yeah.
It's recorded. It's good.
That's why it's really Snop After Dark because you know what Anne said when we started recording? She said, "What are y'all drinking?"
Oh, that's right.
She goes, "Oh, it's 3:30 p.m. I don't know if I should drink anything." She's like, "Well, I guess I'll have a little something." And she's like, "Are y'all going to have something?" She literally said, I think y'all, and she said that she was becoming Texan.
Yeah, exactly. You're right. She
At
did
some
say
point, she said y'all. It probably wasn't there.
that. You're right.
But then she was like, "Are you guys going to get a drink?" And then we're all peer pressured, and we said, "Of course." And
I mean, it didn't take much.
it really didn't.
We immediately shot out of our chairs.
It was literally just a very innocent question that she asked us, like, "What are you drinking?" And we were like, "Well, we shut up out of our chairs."
And then she was by herself. Oh, and she said she was vamping, so I can't wait to go back and listen to what she said. While we were gone. Should be good.
Oh, that's right. We all left her.
We left her alone with open microphone.
Oh,
We'll see.
well,
Well, listen. You know what we can do now? Why don't let's hold hands,
Oh.
step to the very edge. We're going to jump in the mail sack. You ready? On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Whee!
Flash.
I want to swim around the mail sack. Swim around the mail sack.
Okay, I'm going first. It would help if I had the mail pulled up. Oh, here it is.
Oh boy! The
got
point
it.
of my story that I completely forgot was that
Oh.
we are like 3 hours of drinking in now, so that's why.
That would explain it. Okay. Hey, Beck sent us an email. Beck says, "Hey, nerds."
Hey, Beck. Hey, girl.
Hey, girl. How you doing? Beck says, "Rabbit is a little bitch. My God, I love you guys."
He is a little bitch.
He's a little bitch. Get out of here, Rabbit. Kangan Roo are awesome. You're the best.
Right.
She continues. "You guys have to open a bar I want this so bad. I'd pack up and come visit in a flash. We have no bars here either. It sucks. There's one bar in the city that isn't a queer bar, but it is very queer friendly. So that's where everyone goes. They often do awesome theme nights and stuff, and it's the go-to place after Pride. When I was younger, there was an awesome bar, though. The guy that owned it also owned another bar that my younger sister worked at, so sometimes she filled in shifts there. When she worked, I'd get free drinks, but she she wasn't actually allowed to do that.
Hey, this is Tara. Can you introduce me to your sister?
Oh, hey, she's single? Is your sister single? Does she like Texans?
Wait, what year was this?
yeah, maybe we should get some more info. She wasn't actually allowed to do that, so I'd start the night with big notes, meaning cash, to pay for my drinks.
Ooh.
She just
Whoa, Kat, you just threw that out like you freaking know big notes. Like you were explaining it to us lay people that didn't know what big notes meant.
See, what happens is when you get money, sometimes you get big denominations, like $100, right? Those are big notes. That's what we call big notes.
Okay.
I know you're used to like ones and fives and quarters.
I'm used to the ones. Where I go, I just need a lot of ones.
Why is that? Why do you need ones?
Just, I don't know, Kat. Don't shame me.
I hope you're washing your hands.
No, I have to say that the one time I went in my life, I've been to a strip joint.
Just once?
Once in my life, and I'll never forget it. It was for somebody's bachelor party that I went to.
Okay.
And I remember a girl on the stage doing the splits upside down.
Sure.
And I remember looking through her legs at the TV behind her thinking, oh man, I just want to watch football.
I thought the same thing. When I've been to strip clubs
like,
for people's parties.
Yeah. I just not into it, but maybe I just went to the wrong one. I don't know. Maybe it just wasn't.
Maybe.
Okay, Kat. Well, live from the strip club that Kat recommends. Did you bring your big notes? You bring your big notes there?
Oh, the biggest.
Wow. Right into Yosemite Valley.
Let's get back to Beck. Beck says, I'd start the night with the big notes to pay for my drinks, and she'd just split the notes down into smaller notes so it looked like I was getting change.
Whoa, that's a whole operation.
I love that. When in reality, she was just giving me back the same amount of money. It ruled. That's fun. That's a good night.
Wow, I'm impressed.
I am too. It's a
Beck's
nice little,
sister. All right.
Nice little scam they had going. My dream of having a Bobby Fett blaster has been crushed. I had not read ahead enough to see how much they actually cost. I can't justify that shit. Hopefully I know someone who's flushed with cash that'll buy one I can play with. Tara, do you ever regret mentioning the wolves? I feel like you should. I did get a great idea, though. There needs to be a mashup of Day After Tomorrow and Grey's Anatomy. After a massive storm, all the zoo animals escape, and instead of the wolves getting on a random boat floating through the city, they end up roaming the halls of the hospital. Boom! Someone write this.
There's kind of if you put two Grey's Anatomy episodes together, then you totally have that. There's definitely some snowed in episodes where something terrible happens because because Day After Tomorrow is the one where the Statue of Liberty is snowed and the ice cap. I don't remember.
Yeah,
that
everything
one
goes to hell.
Yeah, but you could totally. Oh yeah, it's on the table.
Were there any zoo stories, like the zoo animals descend on the hospital?
Oh boy, there was a lion that escaped. Of course, there's been animals. It's Seattle. Shit happens.
Oh my god. I should start watching the show.
Everyone should.
That's amazing. There was a lion. Did the lion kill anybody, Tara? Please tell me the lion killed somebody.
I cannot. I really can't remember. It makes me want to go back and watch. But I remember the lion looking really big. But it was like a real lion, but clearly not in the streets of Seattle. But it was something that was like, oh, there's a lion there. And everyone was saying, there's a lion. And everyone was like, am I crazy? Did I see a lion? But then it was like, no, this fucking lion escaped.
Amazing.
It's roaming and it's fucking attacking people.
Okay.
And at I don't know if it was still Seattle Grace at that point. I don't think it was Graceland. I don't remember if that was before or after the Wolves, to be honest.
Okay, well, can you look into that, please?
I'll make a note.
Please
Just
write
gives
that
me an
down.
excuse to rewatch Grey's Anatomy.
There you go. Beck continues, I'm very curious to see how close you got with the car guessing. Yes. Jackie has not responded. We do not find out the car this week. I'm a little upset. I thought for sure Jackie would. Maybe because we're recording earlier than usual. Maybe she. But we'll have to wait. Okay, we'll see.
Maybe.
Tara playing safe and just listing off every car you know was a smart move. When my son and I are in a car park, we like to watch strangers and guess which car belongs to them. Sometimes people really let me down though and own the wrong car, which is just rude. Love you guys. Beck, thank you so much as always.
Yeah.
That's a fun game. I like that.
Thanks, Beck.
Thanks, Beck.
Was that like a Sean Connery voice that you just did there, Wendy?
Perhaps.
Perhaps. I think I caught that. Now I feel like we kind of sound the same.
Well, for the we're throwing this, but
Well, we're doing this. If you can tell which one of us this is, with this accent.
I can't tell.
can you tell? But you're looking at us, so you have a head start.
Should I close my eyes?
Sure.
Okay.
Who is this cat?
Wendy.
Damn it.
Oh, damn it.
I'm good. I'm good at this game. I'm telling you.
Fine. Who's next?
Am I next?
If you want.
Yes.
to.
Now I'm scrolling with my mouse. It's not working. There we go. I got one from AK.
Woohoo.
AK says, "Watch ya, nerds. Watch ya." That was a fantastic joint rant. Capital R, trademarked. I like how they put it in there. I always
love the
appreciate
trademark.
that. Yes.
I love it.
That was a fantastic joint rant about lesbian bars. You guys running a nerdy queer bar, that's a sterling idea. You need a massive round table for when your Knights of Snop-a-Lot convene. Obviously, I mean, I figure we're probably mostly introverts, so it'd be pretty quiet. But nonetheless, since you're currently revamping the merch department, how about a Knights of Snop-a-Lot shirt?
I love it. We have to do that.
You know,
Write that
we
down.
should just let all of our listeners, friends of Snop, be our brand managers because
They have great ideas.
yeah. All right. AK continues. Tara interns to wait, I got started. I got excited because I saw Stump and I jumped ahead. Tara intends to make a trip to see a tree stump. And then AK has put an emoji. The palm to the head, palm to the face emoji. That tracks. Is this as close to nature and history as you can manage in a way? Disturbing. We talk more about the stump on next week's episode with Anne.
We do.
I did visit the stump indeed, and I took a lot of pictures.
Yeah, those pictures are available.
They're available now on Instagram and Twitter.
You were shamed into posting.
I was shamed into them because I thought Anne had one-upped us, and I thought, oh no, I took those pictures 6 days ago, and I just haven't done it yet. So I'm going to do it now. That's how I get a lot done, is when I'm shamed into it, or like someone else does it. I'm like, fuck.
This is good to know.
Oh boy, it's my love language.
I guess shame.
Speaking of tree stumps, Martina has me worried about the fate of a tree now. Does the tree survive in this horror movie she was talking about? We still need to watch that because it sounds very intriguing.
Yeah.
As for Neeks, Martina, and me living in the same area, the same area must be a relative term. We're all in England, sure, but it's about a 6-hour drive from Cornwall to Yorkshire. That's a fairly substantial chunk of the country. By UK standards, that's a long drive. Now, let me tell you, I can tell you that it once took me almost 6 hours to get from Santa Clarita to Long Beach. No, that's an overstatement. But That's funny that is your entire country, because to get from LA to San Francisco, which I've done many times,
Yeah.
it's supposed to take 6 hours, but let's be honest, with traffic, it takes about 7 or 8 hours.
Yeah.
So that's nothing.
It really isn't.
I know California is like the entire country of
It's very big, very long.
England, and it's very long. It's girthy though. It's got a good girth.
We got some girth.
It's proportionate.
I think so.
Anyway, okay, continue. Star Wars doing a mods pun. Brain explosion emoji. Okay, this one. English Hov Vespa riding. HOV Vespa? Is that what it is? HOV?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like,
That's right.
do they have an HOV lane?
They must.
Okay. HOV Vespa riding mods chasing after a hover Cadillac. So funny. This show is deliciously bizarre. The lack of use or explanation of Fennec as a character is so far frustrating, though. Just because Ming-Na does the whole impassive badass sharpshooter thing every bit as well as Sarah Shahi does, this character was totally inspired by Shaw. That does mean... God, it's a long sentence, AK. My goodness.
They're good at that.
There's a lot to unpack now. Let me do this sentence justice, because I don't think it's actually a run-on sentence. It's just very well...
It's a good, well-crafted. It's like a journey.
Right.
We're on a journey.
Just because Ming-Na does the whole impassive badass sharpshooter thing every bit as well as Sarah Shahi does, quote, or no, parentheses, this character was totally inspired by Shaw, end quote, and damn it, parentheses. I'm not helping this. Okay. Anyway,
great. I think you're doing good.
That doesn't mean she should be limited to single occasional lines and the odd fight scene. Bobby, sick thing where you know it's wrong and you put the sick thing in there. Bobby Fett himself says she's the brains and muscle. So hopefully she'll see more use as things go on.
We'll see.
Fingers crossed emoji. Oh, sorry. Egypt is a dialect word based on the Irish pronunciation of idiot, but less harsh in general use. Idiot.
It's pretty hard.
Idiot. Kind of like maybe goofball, I would guess. It's affectionate. Oh, that's nice. Cheers, kids. Sir A.K. Knight of Snopalot. I feel like, should I try that? Should I try that sentence again?
I think you nailed it.
No? Okay. If you say so.
Wendy, what were you going to say?
I was gonna say I do prefer Sarah Shahi's impassive badass or sociopathic badass sharpshooter. I do love Fennec, but give me Shaw.
Fair
But it is very similar. But I think Fennec's just kind of low key. Shaw was definitely like she was a sociopath.
I really like how Fennec leans. She's just like everything. I think she's really coolly leaning against something.
Would you like to hear a little story?
Impassively, I guess.
Yeah.
I read that Ming-Na was saying that when they first at the end of The Mandalorian, where it kind of previewed the book of Boba Fett, and he's sitting there on the throne and she's leaning back. She's got that blue thing she's drinking. Said at first she was standing there kind of like, hey, I'm his right-hand woman or whatever, and just standing there almost like military-like. And I think it was Robert Rodriguez who told him, like, hey, y'all are bounty hunters. Y'all are kind of like not that formal and kind of laid back cool. So that's why she sat up on the thing, kind of leaning, sitting on the chairs, because it's more of a bounty hunter thing. Now, you're not like very strict, straight and rigid. You're bounty hunter. You're an assassin.
Yeah.
You're just kind of chilling.
I just feel like whenever I see her, she's just like standing.
Yeah.
Kind of cool.
Like,
Can't
be bothered.
Like, she's got her gun. Even when she has her gun, she's kind of like leaning on it. She's like, oh, yeah, I just got my gun. It's just a prop till I shoot your face off.
That's right.
Very much so. All right. Well, shall we move on to Hildy?
Let's do it.
Beautiful Norway. Hildy says, Wendy, I don't know if you decided on Station 11 or Yellow Jackets or maybe both, but I had to get a shout out to Station 11. I really liked the show and the cast was very good. But maybe an apocalyptic series where a lot of people are gone is not what you crave right now. However, Station 11 is not your everyday dystopia, just saying. Let me say this. I love dystopian, depressing shows. Dude, I love The Leftovers. I mean, I'm fine with that. It's very so Kat, you were going to start watching it, but you haven't yet.
Mm-mm.
I'm 3 episodes in, and the first 2 are very good. The third one I loved.
Great.
It was on a whole nother level to me. It's definitely set in a time where a flu-like illness has wiped out. It's like COVID accelerated.
Yeah. Okay.
Where it's this, hey, the world's ending, everybody's dying, but barricade yourself in your home kind of thing, or get out, whatever. So it's not, I can see why a lot of people might not want to watch it. I think they started it before all this happened, because there's a scene in a theater with a lot of like an audience. And I think I've just started listening to the podcast where the showrunner is talking about it. He said, we shot that before everything started happening, because there's all these people there, you didn't have to worry about crowds. So it's been in the works for a while. And then the book, it's based on a book that came out years ago, I think.
Yeah. Got it.
So it's very interesting. It jumps around, and I'm curious if you and Leah do watch it, what she thinks of the editing. Because one of the complaints I've read is there's a lot of different timelines going on, and it jumps sometimes with no indication of where you are. So sometimes it could be like,
that's annoying.
now, I don't mind it. I mean, I kept up with it fine. But it's like, which part is this? Has she been to this yet? She's on the way. Oh, now she's thinking back to this. Now this is when she met this person. So there's a lot of little jumping around. But yeah, so far I'm only 3 in. So I've seen sort of the beginning with, well, it's kind of like it starts at the beginning when the whole pandemic thing starts happening. And then like the next episode, you're 20 years in the future or whatnot, and you're seeing what happened. But then next episode, you kind of go back to before everything starts happening and follow this character's journey. And so and then there's a thing that happens at the end of that episode that I'm like, what is this supposed to mean? And none of the reviews I've read have said, well, they hadn't really said much about it. I'm like, do they not know? Do they not think it's really happening? I don't know what's going on.
Interesting.
So I'm locked in. In fact, after we record this, I'm probably going to go watch an episode tonight, see where it goes.
Nice.
So,
is it done? Like, is it all out? Are all the episodes
I think
out?
they've had the finale. And I'm not sure how many episodes there are, at least 8 to 10.
Okay.
So I'm going to go through and look, and I'll go through and finish it. But so far, 3 episodes in, it's my kind of show. This is the kind of show I like. Like awesome. I made a mistake of watching the 3rd episode before trying to go to sleep one night.
Oh no.
And it was really good. So then I was all awake. I was like, that was really good. And then I'm like, well, I'll just drift off as I listen to the podcast. And then I listened to the whole podcast. So, yeah, no, it's the kind of show I totally like. So I'm in it, digging it.
Awesome. Right.
Yellow Jackets, I don't have Showtime, so we'll see. A woman at work was watching that, and she was saying, yeah, it's, it'd be worth it if you want to watch it. So we'll see. So Hildy continues. On a side note, you're all very welcome to Norway, of course. I must confess that I live in the southwest part of our small country. We've only gotten the Northern Light a couple of times a year, but it is
only a couple times a year.
Yeah,
I know.
But it's a sight to see when Aurora makes her presence, and there's a picture, and it's gorgeous. I assume you took that, Hildy?
And I have to say,
so
it's like nothing I've seen before, because you've seen pictures of the Northern Lights, but usually it's like over a very desolate, ice, snow-covered area with the Northern Lights just there. But this picture that Hildy has sent is there are roofs to houses. It's just like she's just at at the end
outside of her,
like right at the end of the cul-de-sac.
Exactly.
And there's just
it's no big deal.
Some houses. There's like a white van, maybe like a U-Haul van or something over there, and then the Northern Lights. So it's pretty spectacular.
It's gorgeous, Hildy. Gorgeous.
Yeah, not bad at all, Hildy.
No.
And then, as always, keep on nerding, and I will be listening. Love Hildy. And Hildy also sent pictures from walking and listening.
Love that.
I mean, this is where you live.
I'm honored.
It's like a lake.
It's beautiful, Hildy.
I'm honored that
sunrise, I assume, or set. I don't know. Looks like a sunrise to me.
First of all, look at that hill she's walking up.
Yeah,
it's impressive.
Pushing a carriage.
Yeah, that's an impressive looking hill.
Good for you.
You can see the moon in one of these pictures, like
Gorgeous.
a crescent moon. So
I mean,
nice.
I'm honored. It's so cool that someone's listening and walking. That's
I know,
awesome.
with us.
So cool.
It's amazing.
Oh,
Thank you,
man.
Hildy.
Thank you. I love that.
I want to be there.
I want to go to there.
I want to go to there.
I want to go to
stole
there.
it. I want to go to there.
want to go to there.
Oh.
Well, listen, guys. We have a mystery on our hands.
A mystery.
Dun, dun, dun. What do you mean?
Someone bought us 10 beers.
What do you mean, someone?
Well, whenever someone buys us some beers, we get an email notification from this. The company we use is called Buy Me a Coffee, but we have beers because that's what we like to drink.
Mm.
And it'll say, for instance, I think, was it Martina? Martina has bought you however many beers. It's like, oh, this is so nice.
Mm-hmm.
So I got this notification. It says someone bought you 10 beers. So it's an anonymous beer
People
buyer.
comment. Yeah.
10 beers is a lot of beers.
Yeah, it's a lot of beers.
Thank you, someone, whoever
Thank
you
you.
are.
Someone, if you want to come forward,
Yeah, that's so
Please
generous
do.
and nice. Thank you. We'd love to give you a shout out.
can you imagine if that was 10 coffees? We'd be fucked.
Oh, man.
We had to drink all those coffees. Wendy
would-
wouldn't do it. She hates coffee.
I don't
So
like coffee.
thank God it's beers.
We would be wired and on the toilet for days.
In fact, I think we've already drank those 10 beers.
I think we
tonight.
did. And helped, though.
Who are you, someone?
Yeah, this is such a great... I love a mystery, guys. This is fun. Maybe they can send us some clues.
Oh, that would be fun.
So, yeah, maybe we'll know. Maybe someday we'll solve the mystery. But thank you, mystery beer buyer. We appreciate you.
Thank you, someone.
Thank you, someone. Someone, you're great.
All right.
What do you guys think? You want to talk about some nerd news?
Why not? Let's do it.
Wait, are we going to take a trip for this one? Technically, kind of?
Sort of.
The first one? Let's take a trip to Purgatory.
Hey!
She Nerds Out presents Live from Purgatory.
It's been a while. We haven't been here in a minute. It looks good. It looks good. They've been keeping it up.
Feels good.
Someone's been keeping the yard in shape. Well, even though we're not technically talking about Purgatory or the people in it, we are talking about someone who is, in our hearts and minds, the star
resident.
of Purgatory. She's the mayor. She's in charge. We have some more promo information or promo material for Melanie Scrofano's Hallmark movie, Welcome to Mamas. And there's some photos you can find on the Twitter. There's an article on TVShowace.com.
One of my favorites.
I go there for all my news. It comes out. Welcome to Mamas will be on the Hallmark Channel on February 26th. It's a Saturday. Mark your calendars,
Wait. I want to read the title of this article.
please.
Hallmark's Welcome to Mamas brings romance to Love-uary.
So it's like their February is Love-uary.
I think that's what they're going for, Kat.
Very, very
See
clever.
what they did there.
Very clever. So this movie stars Melanie Scrofano and Daniel Di Tommaso, and Lorraine Bracco's in this. Surprise, Lorraine Bracco, everybody. No?
Who's that?
Okay.
I don't know.
You don't know who Lorraine Bracco is?
Come on.
Come
Don't
on,
know.
Tara.
Who is
She's in
it?
Sopranos. She's Tony Soprano's
I didn't watch
therapist.
The
Goodfellas.
Sopranos.
Wasn't she Goodfellas?
She's in Goodfellas. Yes, she's a very well-known character actress.
I haven't seen
and
either of
now
those.
she's on the Hallmark Channel, and that's great. We think that's awesome. But look how cute Melanie is.
Yeah, she looks really cute there.
She looks super cute. I feel like we know the plot of the movie already, and that's okay.
I want to see what Melanie brings to it. I want to see if Hallmark allowed her to bring what we all know she can bring.
Totally.
A little something, something, because I sure as hell hope that they put her in this because she's got that little something, something.
Yeah, she's got
Little
that
edge.
yeah, that's it. And I am too. That's what I'm most excited to see is how what this character is like.
If they just, just dilute her into a boring Hallmark nothingness, then that will be very disappointing. But I hope that's not what they're going for. Somebody has to know her there at Hallmark, right?
Well, that's again, I think someone is an ERPer over there.
Right.
in
Do
the
I think
casting
that she's going to
department.
be like, you bunch of shit tickets, giving the finger to everybody like Winona?
I don't
No.
think that will.
I don't
be.
need that.
No,
I mean,
dick jokes. No dick jokes.
no dick jokes, but
Come on.
give her something. Let her shine.
I hope she brings a little of the Scrofano.
Dick jokes? Oh,
No, but
How can she not though? Like she's so. Her personality, I think, just kind of comes out. You know what I mean? And I feel like I think Emily Andress even said that Winona and Melanie are very close. The line between these two people is blurred at times. So I'm really excited to see how she handles this character, and hopefully they do give her a little bit of an edgy slant, but we'll see.
I feel like I'd be curious to see if, like, even if they didn't intentionally do it, like she would just bring it herself.
well,
you
that's
know?
what I'm saying, that they would
She
let
can't.
her
Yeah,
do that,
she can't help herself.
Right. Because it would be so great to have a Hallmark movie like that.
Right.
Yeah, I'm excited to see this. So we'll talk about it. We'll watch it. We'll talk about it.
In Lovuary.
That's right.
Oh boy.
Yeah. I was just gonna say that. Oh, boy.
Because just the month of Valentine's Day wasn't enough.
You just need a whole month.
Lovuary.
Love it.
Well, speaking of love, there's a movie that's coming out at some point. Now, when I saw this headline, it said Tig Notaro and Dakota Johnson are making that, quote, lesbian falls for her best friend rom-com that you've been waiting for. And I thought, Tig Notaro and Dakota Johnson. But then if you read further, it's called Am I Okay? And it stars Dakota Johnson and Sonoya Mizuno from Maniac and Devs, which I did see her in Devs. DEVS, not DEB, not Debs.
No difference.
Yes. As best friends whose relationship faces a series of challenges when one of them decides to move to London.
London town.
London town, just as
London.
the other confesses her love.
Oh boy.
Oh, shit.
Boy. It also co-stars
Way to make it
June-
awkward.
Yeah, right. Ooh.
June Diane
Lesbo.
Raphael, queer actor Sean. I'm speaking.
I'm sorry. Wow.
Sean Hayes and Kiersey Clemens, and co-director Notaro in a small role. So she's doing more behind the scenes on this.
Yes.
Mm.
She's not
That
actually.
headline's a little misleading.
Yeah, I thought she
100%.
was the love interest, and I thought, oh, that's interesting.
Mhm.
And, but I remember Sonoya Mizuno. I feel like she was good, and she's Japanese British. She had an interesting look. Like she was. I feel like I don't remember a whole lot in Devs. I was thinking the other day, like, wow, what was the? Like it was. I think her boyfriend was. I don't know. It was like crazy story, but I liked it. But she was good. I feel like she was a low key character, kind of like.
Okay. So you
forget-
don't know much about her personality,
Not
as
really.
much as
Not-
her character.
I mean, the character, the show itself, like it was such a it was my kind of moody show kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like she wasn't playing like a fun rom-com. I'll tell you that.
Right. It doesn't sound like it.
So, but she was good. I remember she was good. I just don't remember. She was very, it wasn't like a flamboyant kind of like a rom-com type of character. So
Right.
I'd be curious to see. Like she had really, really short hair, very serious character. So I don't know.
And this article
that-
goes on to say, this is Tara. As for the resolution of the will they, won't they trope, we're just going to assume that lesbian love wins the day. I'm sorry, when are we starting to assume that? And any will they, won't they, straight girl, not straight girl romance.
Yeah.
That's a hot take. That's what I call it. Hot take.
Hot take.
I don't know if I'm quite there yet.
Well, I mean, it'll be interesting. I feel like there's room for a lot more of these types of movies. Like, where's this flood of like queer rom-coms? We've had a couple, but we need
You
more.
know where I think they're getting this from?
No.
A little fanfic story I like to call Under the Snowman Sheets, or Under Your Snowman Sheets? Some snowman sheets.
I think it's your
Where
Yeah,
Waverly and Nicole are friends.
they are. They're best
friends.
all through life.
All through life.
Yeah, little kids grew up together.
Yep. Then things change.
Mm-hmm.
Go read it. It's on Archive.
Yeah, I don't think
That's all I'm saying.
Hey guys,
I don't know.
Don't know if you heard of this thing called fan fiction, but if you haven't, it's probably one of the best. I mean, people are buying snowman sheets. Ann Hicks Bleecker has sheets now that she podcasts under. It's like it's the ceiling of her podcasting booth. So yeah, it's sweeping the fandom. It's a great piss.
Sweeping us
Peace.
right under the snowman sheets.
Yeah, I love that.
So we'll see if they get their happy ending.
Yeah, I mean, love a happy ending.
I'm skeptical. I don't think anyone's going to die, but
Probably not.
I think it's a stretch. They're really going to have to set this up. They don't have 8 chapters like Under Your Snowman Sheets to set up why maybe the straight girl wouldn't be so straight for this person.
But like, when's the last rom-com you saw that they didn't end up together? It's gay or otherwise. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of...
But there could be a twist where there's just like someone else out there waiting in the wings,
Maybe. Although kissing Jessica Stein, Wendy didn't...
Right, they didn't end up together.
No.
She, I
There
think,
you
ended
go.
up with someone else, but the main two didn't end up together.
Interesting.
Yeah. And a lot of people didn't like it for that reason, but I was
Right.
fine with it.
Well, of all the major motion pictures that you're going to make with major motion picture stars, I sure as hell would hope that if they're going to do the trope of, I made a rhyme there,
Pretty good.
of the straight, lesbian falling in love with the straight girlfriend, that
Right.
they would end up together. Because, I mean, that would just be, I hope they have a plan. That's all I'm saying. I hope they have a plan of why this is going to work. Otherwise, it's going to be pretty annoying.
No, I think I have faith. I have faith in Tig.
Yeah.
Me too.
In Tig
I like
we
Tig.
trust.
Yeah.
Tig.
We'll see. Does it say when this is coming out?
Not at all. No information.
Sundance. When is Sundance?
I don't know. I mean, so they've already made it, right?
I guess so. It's just going to Sundance.
It's this week. It's going on now.
What?
Sundance is happening now. The film festival.
How do you know?
I just Googled it.
Right now? That was
Well,
impressive. I
it
didn't even see you
says-
typing.
Because I started putting in Sundance Film Festival, and Google knew what I was looking for, and it said, "Oh, Sundance Film Festival, January
Okay.
20th to 30th, 2022."
Okay. Wow.
As we speak.
Well, hopefully Amazon or somebody will, I guess that's what happens at Sundance. They buy things and then they put them, they distribute things,
Exactly.
Let's,
Okay. Well, then this is a fluid situation, and we'll keep an eye out and see who picks it up, and hopefully we can all watch.
we
it
need to
together.
watch that crazy tree movie where we don't know if the tree lives or dies and there's lesbians.
Yeah.
And then this
People-
one too.
People want to know about that tree.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll keep an eye out.
Okay.
All right. All right.
Fine. Tara, do you want to talk about a brand new ship happening?
Yes. Okay. You're going to bring me back to
Well, there's
where I was supposed to start and then I didn't. Thanks for bringing up all my insecurities, Kat.
Oh, come on. Cut it out.
Scrolling. I'm cutting it out. Kat, you're amazing. She's amazing. You don't even know. You people, everybody out there listening, you don't know.
I'm cutting all of this out.
Been silenced. All right. Have you heard of hashtag Wildmore?
Not since before you told us.
That's because you people
Whoa.
have not caught up on Batwoman.
Yeah.
Now, I saw this coming
Oh, okay.
for a while, and I guess it's a bigger thing than I even knew it was that Sophie and Ryan, they want it to be canon. They want them to get together, even though it's kind of like, well, oh, okay, the new Batwoman
Right.
replaces Kate Kane that was already with Sophie. Oh, now they're going to be together. All right,
Yeah,
well,
kind of
that's
weird.
like, it's kind of weird. But then when you see them together, it kind of works. And I'm not completely caught up yet. I only saw this trending, but I am a little bit behind. But I was very excited to see this because even though I didn't even know how much it was, wanted in the fandom, I didn't understand the real, drive for this to happen, for it to become canon, as they say. There had definitely been some hints dropped, way more than hints, as far as not even like an outward flirtation, but just some very nice moments that felt very organic between Sophie and Ryan, and not in a way at all that I expected or that felt forced at all. In like a weird way, like we're gonna have Sophie just has like a thing for Batwoman. She's just gonna fall in love with every Batwoman that comes along.
It's the suit.
Right. It just happened naturally. And it's now kind of like this like enemies to lovers, like I'll never trust a crow kind of thing.
Got it.
But it's working. There, it doesn't feel forced at all. And they have had some really nice moments. So this last week, on last week's episode, so I see Wildmore trending. So finally, there is a kiss of sorts.
Okay.
So shit hits the fan. Ryan and Gay panic, but also just bad. She's just freaking out. She's rambling, much like I do. She's like, "Whoa, I can't believe this happened. Somebody's kicking all our asses." Nothing's working right now. And so in order to basically shut her up and get her out of her head, Sophie kisses her.
Okay.
And says,
That's nice.
"Maybe now you'll get out of your head." And then Ryan's like, "Well, okay." That'll work. So it's not like it was an overt, like, I have feelings for you. Oh, I have feelings for you too. If you could see my hand motions, they're clearly.
Yes, there's two of them and they're moving
right.
back and forth.
No, right.
They're
This.
not together. They're not,
They're like this. They're just like, they're not like clearly stating feelings, but there's something there.
Okay.
Clearly.
Okay.
I mean, again, just like when Gabrielle and Xena just like cuddle and like almost kiss each other on the mouth all the time. Like how often have you to your platonic friend just told them to shut up by kissing them on the mouth in a very sexy way?
Like
Not many.
recently or?
Like, yeah, sure, Kat, recently.
I've, like Wendy, I've never done that.
No. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's not something that I regularly do. I'm like at work at the hospital and I'm like, "Hey, you're talking too much. You know what's going to get you out of your head?"
Let me kiss you. Hold on.
I'm just going to kiss you. And it's going to mean absolutely nothing.
Right, don't read into this.
Don't read into it. So I feel like they have a plan. Like this might be going somewhere. And to be honest, I like it. I mean, I love it. I think a lot of people love it, obviously.
Yeah.
But I like that they threw it in there. It's like a little, it's not the full intense, we don't need that. That's fine. But like Sophie's like, get over yourself. Like, come on, get your shit together. And I'm going to fucking kiss you.
I mean, so clearly she wanted, she could have done anything else. She could have
she could have slapped her across the face.
Yeah. Well, hey, what are you doing? Or like a little pat on the butt or something. Like, hey.
Like a hug. Like, you know what? Let's hug.
That's exactly.
That's like a friend thing to do, right?
Totally. Like, oh, come here.
I can't think of a time where I've just thought, I totally don't have feelings for this person.
No.
I just feel like it's an appropriate time to kiss them to shut them up.
Right. That's as you do.
Never.
And again, don't read into this because I definitely don't have feelings for you.
Right. Don't get the wrong idea.
Don't get the wrong idea by me.
This is just what I do for everyone that I want to get out of their heads.
Yeah.
But I guess it works. It seems effective.
Well, it worked.
Maybe
It did work in
is
this
something
situation.
You should be doing.
People are very excited that now it's can't that because just it would be like, I mean, can you imagine like if Xena and Gabrielle like it's you kind of see the flirtation, but then in season 3, Gabrielle decides to shut Xena up by kissing her on the mouth in a sexy way.
Yeah, I could definitely see that.
Or just give her a drink of water.
Oh, right.
The mouth.
Yeah.
Well, there was no water involved here. There was no, I have to save your life by drinking something, or I have to beat on your chest and then kiss you, or you're in another man's body and I'm going to kiss you now because you're a man.
Right.
It's none of that.
Really? You sure?
I'm sure.
Okay.
It was just like, hey, you're having a freak out moment.
Let's kiss it out.
We're buds. So what I do with my bud is having a freak out moment when I'm totally not attracted to them whatsoever. You know what? I grab him by the face and I fucking kiss him.
Oh, dear.
And then I say, I hope now you'll get out of your head. Now you're totally not overthinking things.
Yeah, exactly. Now you're clear-headed.
Don't get the wrong idea.
Well, that's great. Well, good for Wildmore. So is that the ship now? The ship tag?
It is Wildmore.
It's a good
one.
name.
It is.
great.
It's like, yeah, I like it.
Good. It's strong.
So we'll see where that goes.
All right. Will you monitor that situation?
I'll monitor this situation. You know what? I'm
Okay.
going to try it. I'm going to try it at work.
Okay.
I'm going to see how it goes. What do you guys think?
No, Tara, no.
Should I try it?
No.
There's a lot of sassy people at the hospital that I work at. Like Grey's Anatomy. Well,
Yeah.
that's a total Grey's
I bet that
Anatomy
happens
thing.
all the time in Grey's Anatomy.
That's what they do on Grey's Anatomy.
Okay, but also,
You know what? I'm going to try it. I'm just going to
no,
go for it.
Do you like where you work? Are you enjoying the new job?
I do like
Don't try it.
No.
I don't think
All
so.
right.
W-
Fine, I'm
we-
going to...
Wait a
I'll
couple.
trust your
more-
judgment, Kat, but
Wait
I
a-
feel like you're super boring.
Well, that's true. You should wait at least a couple more months. Let people get to know you a little bit better.
All right. That's fair.
I know you're so disappointed. Speaking of kissing
Okay,
people, you
anyone out
shouldn't.
there, please, anyone out there, if you have ever told your platonic friend that you have absolutely zero feelings for, if they've been just rambling because they're so much shit is hitting the fan,
Yeah.
and that you have by then kissed them on the mouth to shut them up
We would love to hear that
with
story.
absolutely no feelings, please contact us.
Yeah, send us an email. We'd love to hear every little detail of that.
Especially if you've done it at work. Because technically they're kind of working also.
Yeah, they're at work.
Mhm.
Yeah. Speaking of being a weirdo at work, you like that transition?
Story of my life. Mhm.
It's pretty good. So last week, right before our episode last week dropped, basically, this always happens, but it's fine. A interview on Vulture.com came out. It's called "The Undoing of Joss Whedon." It's by Lila Shapiro, and it is a fascinating article. And when you hear, Joss Whedon, there's an interview, and he talks about a lot of the stuff that he's accused of, you would imagine this is his opportunity to say, "I'm sorry for everyone I've hurt. I'm working on myself, and I promise to do better."
It would be like
Guy-
the opposite of when you're trying to tell someone to get out of their head and you kiss them on the mouth. This would be like the
Exactly.
complete opposite of that.
Yeah. So he doesn't do any of that. He doubled down, guys. He, this man is delusional. He's probably a sociopath. He's definitely an egotistical narcissist. So there's some really interesting quotes in here. The article is interesting. It is long, as Tara pointed out off mic. It's very long, but it sets the stage. This is several interviews that Lila and Joss that she conducted with him, and it's really fascinating. He gets into a lot of his earlier life and kind of she's deconstructing the myth of Joss Whedon, I think. because, he was touted as like this feminist revolutionary TV writer. And he changed the way that a lot of TV was written at the time. So he has this lasting mark. But when you get into his personality and his excuses, basically it's just excuse after excuse of how everything isn't his fault and really he's the victim here. He's too much. He needs to go away. He needs to hide out and really think about what he's done.
Go to the corner, Joss Whedon.
Here's a couple quotes. This is talking about back in the old Buffy days. He says, "I was young. I yelled, and sometimes you had to yell.
Oh my God.
This was a very young cast, and it was easy for everything to turn into a cocktail party. You don't ever have to yell. You don't have to yell. You never have to yell. This is not something that, unfortunately, it happens all the time, but it's not acceptable. You don't have to yell, Joss."
You know what? He was, I'm not going to say okay. I'm going to say it wasn't completely off the rails until he got past, "Yes, I yelled. I was young."
Right.
Then you could go into a very humble apology and you could go a lot of different ways than the way he went after that.
Right. I was young and stupid. I was inexperienced and scared, and I didn't. You know what I mean? You're right, Tara.
They are absolutely right. That I'm so sorry for the way that I made them, that I acted, and the way that I made them feel, and I completely validate their feelings, and I mean, my God, even say I've learned a lot since then. My God, man, just
own it.
Anything else but what you said.
And then Charisma Carpenter, she came out last year, and she basically said that when he found out that she was pregnant, he said she was fat. Are you going to keep it? He said some horrible things to her. So in reaction to those comments, he says, "I was not mannerly. Most of my experiences with Charisma were delightful and charming. She struggled sometimes with her lines, but nobody could hit a punchline harder than her." So basically, when he's saying most of my experiences with Charisma were delightful and charming, he feels like I was delightful. He really does think. He thinks a lot of himself. He really does.
Well, I think in one of the quotes too, didn't he say, like, I wasn't mannerly. Basically, he just said, "Well, I never called her fat."
Right.
That was one of his
Right.
quotes.
He's like, "But I would never call a woman fat."
Yeah, he said he never called her fat. That was his thing. Well, I didn't do that. I mean, I'm sure he did. That was his one thing to hang his hat on.
So then, when talking about so apparently it was very well known on set that he was having affairs with some of the actresses from the cast. So when asked about that, he said, "I feel fucking terrible about them because it messes up the power dynamic." He quickly added that he felt he had to sleep with them.
Oh boy.
That he was powerless to resist. I laughed. I'm not, and she thought he was joking, and he said, I'm not actually joking. He said he feared if he didn't have sex with them, he would always regret it, because he feels like these are the kind of women that always rejected him when he was younger. So he had to sleep with them. He had to have affairs while being married because he would regret it. You guys.
My God.
Yeah. Didn't want to miss that opportunity.
One of my
his
favorites is when it looks like one of the writers said that he was like making out with one of the actresses on the floor while she was like trying to work. And, and I guess he heard about this. And so this interviewer said, had he made out with an actress on the floor of someone's office? And then Josh responds, quote, "That seems false. I don't understand that story even a little bit." He removed his glasses and rubbed his face. "I should run to the loo." What? That seems false. Sir, if you didn't do that, I think you would have a much different reaction. That doesn't seem like something I would do.
It's a non-answer.
But,
Right.
I was young.
I had to.
It does say, like, I don't think I would have done it because it made it sound like he was trying to keep his affairs quiet, and so
Right.
why flaunt them?
That's even more terrible. I would, you know what? That seems false because when I was having all those affairs, shifting the power dynamic between me and all these young actresses,
Taking advantage
I
of
was
power,
trying
yeah.
to keep it quiet. Why on earth would I make out with someone's office? That just doesn't seem like something I would do. I keep it behind closed doors. It just doesn't seem like something I would do in that area. I would do it somewhere else.
Right. And I like it messes up the power dynamic, which I'm guessing how I interpret that is like, I have the power, but once you start sleeping with somebody, like an actress on the set, then they kind of have the power because
Right.
he's married
Mm-hmm.
and she's kind of got that holding it over your head to where she kind of has the power now. In
He's
one,
got something on ya.
what can he do to her because she's just going to tell everybody they're having an affair?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's his regret. That's the reason he doesn't. Well, then it takes my power away if I sleep with him, but I couldn't help it. So
Yeah. And then talking about Gal Gadot and how she supported Ray. Is it Ray Fisher? Is that his name? When Ray came out and made accusations against Joss, and Gal threw in some incidents that she had. So Whedon says, English is not her first language.
Oh, good God.
that was ridiculous.
I tend to be
That's-
unknowingly flowery in my speech. So basically, she misunderstood. She's not,
Oh
it's not her
my
first
God.
language, so she didn't understand what I was saying. And then, of course, Gal responded saying, I understood perfectly. This man is a monster. He's a monster. He's a gaslighting, power-hungry, egotistical monster. And
English is not her first language.
He abused his power on that Buffy set.
Ugh.
When he was surrounded by young actors and actresses, he took advantage of those people, and it's fucked up. It's fucked up. He's not owning up to any of it.
no.
No. And the first half of the article is talking about his trauma from like childhood and all this
Sure.
shit, but not at any point does he say that it's not an excuse. Like these things happen. He's almost admitting that like certain things caused him to do all these horrible things.
Oh, yeah.
But he's not saying like, I never should have done them. I'm this terrible. I'm seeking help. I take full responsibility. This might be why, but this is not an excuse. It's just like he just takes pleasure in talking about these excuses that he's now in his mind justify all of these things that he's done.
Yeah. So now the question is, because Tara, you're a big Buffy fan and Firefly. I as well. I'm a big Buffy fan. It's this now because guys like this asshole are being called out a lot more than they used to be, right? Mm-hmm. Because of society has finally decided that it's not okay to protect these guys. So this is happening a lot, where someone whose work you love and respect turns out to be a monster and does not ally with your beliefs and your morals. So then how do we feel about all the work that he has done and Buffy, and you know what I mean? Like it's something that we have to deal with almost on a daily basis when we keep finding out about people that we used to respect, and it sucks. It sucks that we have to have these conversations.
Well, as I sit here, this is Tara, in my house, and I'm looking right behind my computer screen that I read all our rundowns off of, is a giant Serenity poster.
Right.
With all the autographs of the cast, and then a separate Summer Glau autograph because I couldn't get her on the poster, and then also a separate to Nathan Fillion because also I couldn't get I didn't have the poster there when he was there. But it's kind of cool. It all works together. But then it says from writer director Joss Whedon.
Right.
It's hard to separate them, and also just recently. The Nevers.
I know, right? We love that show.
I love that show.
So
and
good.
I don't know. At this point, especially with Serenity, Firefly, or Buffy, just trying to separate the performances of all those actors and actresses.
Right.
Even though they told their stories and, what happened, and just trying to separate their performances from and their interpretations of whatever he provided.
Right.
Separate from him.
Which is hard because, I think he is a genius. I think he's very intelligent. Obviously, he's intelligent. He's fucking manipulative and he uses his intelligence against people. But very good writer. He's a great writer, and that's I think he's the reason the Buffy was so great. Like the performances are great. I love the cast. Lots of other supportive, writers in support of him, but it's not the same show without his voice. His voice is all over that show. You know what I mean? So it is difficult to separate him from that show, but I think it's it's like with Michael Jackson. This is incredible catalog of music.
Yeah. And
now I feel weird when if I'm like kind of bopping along, like, oh, that's a Michael Jackson song. Oh, it's so fucking hard. But I love his music. It's so complicated, and obviously, everybody has their own way of dealing with it, and it's a very personal thing. But I will always love Buffy. I don't have any problems going back and watching old Buffys. It's good that we know the truth about this guy, and hopefully he can't do this to other people. He can't mistreat other people in this sort of work environment, and even his personal life. They talked to some of his ex-girlfriends, and he's a monster. He's not a good guy.
And I mean, and as much as I love all of his projects, used to in the same way. I mean, all these articles talk about how he was just the nerd idol. He was just that guy that you wanted to be around, and that and empowering women and giving them all these voices, And I remember twice at Comic-Con, and this was like 2011 and then subsequently 2012. I think it was like back-to-back years. I just ran into him walking around on the floor at Comic-Con. And I got pictures with him both times. And I was like, hey, would you mind? I was like, I'm a big fan, and he was like, oh yeah, sure. And so I have like these selfies of me and Joss, and then also Giles for the first one. Yeah. Anthony had. And because I literally was like, it's Giles. And he's like, oh, my name's actually Anthony. But he was with Joss walking around, so and even now I was like, oh my God, I just remember having this such a sense of pride with Joss Whedon, and just he was his own separate thing outside of Buffy and Serenity, and Firefly. And
totally. He was like in the article, they even say he was one of the first showrunners that people knew. Like, you don't know the name of the showrunners, that became a thing because of him.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm glad this all came out, because I definitely think, I was under this false impression, and I'm glad that everyone came out and said, what their experiences really were. And I mean, it's just how things change, I just never forget how, Joss Whedon, I just thought he was the greatest thing since sliced bread. Did you know that's really a thing, that sliced bread was like not a thing, and then it was, and it was the greatest thing ever? Like it really happened. It really happened. Sliced freaking bread. Like you didn't have to slice it yourself anymore. So, you thought like, oh, Joss Whedon, just think of all the amazing things he's going to do. All these stories he's going to tell.
I know.
Man, it's just like, oh shit, you're just a fucking douchebag. You're just like you're an asshole, man. Come on.
If he could just own it, if you could own up to it, at least start the process of becoming a better person. And then it's like, okay, in a couple of years, he's trying to change. He's trying to be a better guy. He's doing work on himself. Maybe he's
even be like, I thought I was his ally, and maybe I got too close, and I thought that my words wouldn't you know, what, that I was on a different level with these women because of the story, you know, and I misinterpreted that and I hurt them, and I'm so sorry for that. And I understand that now, and I'd be, my God, anything.
Yeah, give us some sort of
It's just-
contrition, man.
To basically, like you said, gaslight them and say, oh, well, that seems false. You know, like, what the
Dumbest
hell does that
thing.
mean?
Doesn't
That
sound like
seems
something I would
false. If someone accuses me of making out and rolling on the floor while in the room while someone's trying to work,
do. It's so weird.
and it was false, you'd think I would sit there and be like, that seems false. I would be like, whoa, that is so...
I would never do that.
Never do that. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. If that is, yeah, oh, I would be horrified. I would be horrified by the accusation if someone said that to me. And I would certainly not sit there rubbing my face being like, that seems false. Come on. I'm just disappointed, you know?
Oh, it's completely disappointing.
I'm
Like,
going to
this
say
is-
that, yes, I am angry. It's not one of those things like, I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. No, I'm mad and I'm disappointed.
disappointed.
Like, come on.
Towards the end of the article,
Was there an end? I didn't get to it.
It did end.
So fucking long.
pages and pages later, the interviewer asks, he asks himself, could I have done marriage better? Don't get me started. Could I have been a better showrunner? Absolutely. Should I have been nicer? And then he thinks about it for a second. He says, maybe the problem was that he'd been too nice, he said.
Oh, God.
He goes on to explain what the fuck that means. And then he says, this is the last line of the article, I think I'm one of the nicer showrunners that's ever been.
Here's the thing. I think there are enough people who seem to have, because you look at a bunch of the actors that worked with him on a
Right.
variety of projects, and they loved him.
Yeah.
You know, he had they even refer to the Shakespeare readings in his backyard. There's bus parties on the way to film premieres. There's, you know, you haven't really heard any of the people from Serenity, Firefly say anything one way or the other that I recall.
Alan Tudyk.
Did Alan Tudyk say something?
He came to his defense when all this first came out.
Oh, he came
Really?
to
Yeah,
Joss.
I mean,
really?
I feel
never
like
saw anything like
there's
that.
there's a lot of people I think who had fantastic work experiences with him.
Yeah.
But then, you know, and I think he kind of owns up. Like, you hear the story of even a female writer. He like intentionally ripped her apart, like for what her writing was, and made her
For like
cry.
half
He'd,
an
like,
hour.
Yeah, I mean,
I think
he's
that they said
obviously
90
cool.
minutes.
Was it 90?
He had
My
a
bad.
fake slideshow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
I mean, it's ridiculously cruel things like that are just, you know, the affairs. I feel like, yeah, the affairs are stupid. I'm sure it's not like he's in the minority in Hollywood having
No,
affairs.
not at all. Not at all.
That's a thing. You know, the cruelty, and how he exploited, you know, almost like of course, there's affairs in his position taking advantage of some people who are probably swept up by his power.
Yeah.
His fame, his ability to whatever. But yeah, a lot of people probably never saw anything. I think even Giles said, like, I didn't know any of this was going on. You know, so but
I
there's
believe, you know, like these people might not have ever seen that side.
so, but
I
I was obviously there, and it's still there because it's, you know, when you're threatening Gal Gadot, and then when she says it, you're like, oh well, English isn't her first language. That's the most
Fuck
ridiculous
you.
thing
Well,
I've ever heard. So,
And I will say in sort of along that comment, Wendy, is that I worked on a show for 2 seasons called All Rise. And if you want to Google that, there was a controversy. Our showrunner was accused and eventually fired for the way he ran the writer's room and the way he was abusing his power in that room. We had no fucking idea.
yeah,
We had no, whenever we saw him, he was a super nice guy.
yeah.
Very nice, happy guy to be around. And then all this comes out and we had no fucking idea. And we felt terrible. Like, Leah and I both worked on that show together. We felt terrible because we thought it was one guy who we thought we knew him. And obviously in that room, he was a very different guy. And so you don't know. You don't know unless you're in it and you're, you know,
Right. Or unless
It
someone
sounds like-
confides in you to you on how they were treated,
Exactly.
or if you witnessed it, or because I can see a lot of people that may have worked on the shows or worked with him or whatever capacity, and all this is coming out, and maybe little things that they heard him say, or little thing like, because everybody can have their good and bad days. So if you're seeing 90% good, you see a little bit here and there, you're like, well, that was rude, but whatever. My friend shouldn't have been that rude. Or this guy shouldn't have, whatever, the showrunner. And so, but then all this comes out and you start maybe rethinking some of the things you've seen and heard or comments or, because a lot of bad people can keep a lot of it secret. And then if it's just things that aren't known. And now, if it was shot in this day and age, probably would have come out a lot sooner. Like it did with Justice League and all that and all the experiences there. And then everything else from the past started dredging up. And I guess it all started when his wife wrote that letter.
That's right.
When they split up,
I think.
Talked about the affairs. And like, you think he's this great feminist and champion of women, but no, he's bunk having affairs. And you find out what kind of crappy guy he is. And that's the thing. Like Tara was saying, a lot of people, they were a fan of Joss Whedon. Like they love Buffy and Angel and Firefly, but like Joss Whedon's doing something, I'm there. Because they love his writing, his whatever he brings to a show.
The Whedonverse.
So it is, I think, it's definitely hard to separate him from what he's done. But I love the Nevers. I watched shows he's done. So I'd still watch him. I just, if we see, not that he'd be at Comic-Con. I was in one of Tara's selfies with him at Comic-Con before I even really knew exactly who he was. And she's like, oh, get in the picture. I'm like, who was that? Joss Whedon. What does he do? Funny enough, it was when we were at the red carpet waiting for the cast of Spartacus to walk to some Spartacus party. We were actually waiting for Lucy to walk by and saw Joss Whedon. So.
Wow.
That was the second time.
Others.
So the first time was, on the Comic-Con floor. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Who is a really nice guy? I mean,
that?
from what I know, what the hell do I know? Is Captain Jack Carter.
This went well.
Sheriff Jack Carter on Eureka.
Okay. Great.
What is his name? Do you remember his name? In real
Why
life?
don't I look?
I've seen him a few times.
I thought you
and
were going to say Bobby Fett.
Like really nice. But you know what? Now
That's
I
great.
say that, I feel like shit because I'm like, what the hell do I know?
Well,
Colin
there's
Ferguson.
Colin Ferguson. Thank you.
There are plenty of nice people.
But isn't there another not the talk show host, Colin Ferguson? Isn't that another?
Oh, Craig Ferguson.
Craig Ferguson. Okay, yeah.
thinking
Colin
about.
Ferguson. Jack Carter from Eureka.
Got it. Nice.
Very nice man. Seemingly.
There are good people out
Far
there.
Everyone's clearly an ass.
far as
Oh, I don't
you
know.
Well,
Don't hold
About-
me to that. Don't hold me to that.
I think you're right, Kat, in the sense that this is something with everything that's come out. This was a chance, and a lot of people after this article come out, they're like, "Why are they giving him a platform?" Where I feel like when these a lot of these allegations were coming out, people are like, "He's not even saying anything," and now that he does.
Ugh.
It wasn't what anyone wanted to hear. So, like, why? How dare you let him say these things? They're like, well, like you gave him the chance to own up or to answer all these things that he's been accused of doing.
Yeah.
And he obviously has. It's not like he's like, I was a horrible person. I'm so sorry. I was young and caught up in everything, and I treated people poorly, and blah blah blah. He's like, no, her fault. She don't know English. I never call her fat, really. Pretty sure that's not something I would do.
He should have known that's a joke. I wouldn't have made out with her
them.
right there.
Right.
I would have made out with her at another place, but not
I had
there.
to sleep with those women because, come on. I couldn't let that opportunity get away. He showed no signs of any sort of maturity or regret, whatever. So, he didn't earn any sort of favors or forgiveness with that interview
No.
for sure.
And I hope this is the last time we talk about him at length.
Probably will be. But as far as separating art and artist, I guess for some people that depends on, do you watch Airplane or some old movie with O.J. Simpson in it
Right.
and think, oh, well, I can't watch this anymore because he's a freaking murderer who's now out of prison? Or
Right.
what about watching The Cosby Show now? Can you do that?
Or even Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Right.
There's a whole lot of things. I feel like if you only watched, and then sometimes too with these projects, like there are a whole lot of really good people who also invested their time and their efforts
Worked
and their
really hard.
and also profit from it. You're hurting a lot of good people if you completely shut out something because the one bad person. But then, I don't know. I'm sure there's a line somewhere as far as doing things that would give that person money or let them profit from this. It's tough. If you only watch things where 100% good people that never do anything wrong were
That doesn't exist.
right. Yeah, good luck.
Hallmark Channel.
There's someone.
Even that probably.
Oh no,
you know.
Hallmark Channel. There's always somebody out there.
So, yeah, it's like I think it's got to be an individual choice for everybody is what you'll continue to watch or support
I agree.
based on who did it and what they've done. So, be that as it may, the Book of Boba Fett. Has anyone
Bobby.
on that set done anything?
No, you
wrong
mean
yet?
Bobby Fett.
Bobby Fett. Well, you could kind of go through this with Mandalorian and Gina Carano, and you know what? In that sense, she said crap. You know, it's not like she was.
Yeah.
She wasn't in charge.
He posted it.
Yeah, that's true.
She said stupid stuff, and then she got
volunteered
fired.
it. Yeah,
you know,
she's an
what are
idiot.
you gonna do? But Boba Fett, Bonnet Fett, Boba Fett.
Bubba.
Bubba?
We just had episode 4.
Yep.
But you watched it, right, Kat?
I did.
That was my favorite one so far. The Gathering Storm, Book of Bobby Fett. My favorite so far. It's how he met Fennec Shan. Found her left for dead. He picks her up, takes her to get robot parts put in her gut, in her abdomen.
Did we know that? Did we know
Yeah,
that
I think I've seen a picture. I think I've
when she kind
seen
of lifts it up or something?
at some point. I think I remember seeing that there were some parts. I don't know. Of
I'd
course, we
forgotten.
didn't know exactly how it all went down, but
Yeah. I'd forgotten.
and then he's like, "Hey, I saved you. Help me get my ship back because it's the Hutt's got it, or it's in the thing. There's all these guards and whatnot. So, then your debt will be paid. So they did this big heist to get the ship, and then he's like, I got some stuff to do. So he uses the ship to take out the swoop gang that wiped out the Tusken Raiders.
That was
And
fun.
he's got to go get his armor. Oh yeah, they go to look for the armor in the Sarlacc pit. Not there.
That's right. That doesn't go
So
well.
they're off to go get his armor, and he and Ming-Na, Fennec Shan teaming up. But
It was great.
I liked the episode. It had some fun moments with Boba and his apparent love of animals. I never thought I'd heard "Go make baby banthas" in Star Wars.
He's so nice. He loves the animals.
He's great. He's like, go be with your people. Hey, you served me well. Go, make baby banthas. Be with your tribe.
He's a good guy.
Like, he's such a good man to the animals. He had a nice fight with a little robot
That
thing
was
with
cute.
ears that had
a lot of
little
cute
robot rabbit looking
droids
thing.
in this one. Yeah.
That was fun. And at the end, Fennec Shan's like, can we go now? You done spending?"
You're done.
It was cool. I just thought there's some part. Okay, no, look, I've seen articles about this show, or not about this show, but it's just in general, like how, I remember starting with Game of Thrones, that whole fight during the night where people are like, I can't even see anything.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking, okay, I can see. I feel like there was a lot of dark in this, like a lot of night. And part of the problem, maybe I was watching the daytime and it was light in my place, so that it seemed dark. Like maybe if I watched it in the dark, things would show up better. But it feels like, okay, there used to be things have shot at night for years, but somehow now all of a sudden they're like, well, we have to really make it nighttime with barely any light. And I feel like sometimes it's just like, just brighten it up a little bit.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's a thing that has continued. His fight with Chrysanthemum, Dark
Black
Chewie. Black Chrysanthemum. I remember that feeling like that was kind of dark, and just I feel like there's a lot of like, you gotta make it really dark with the shimmer of light. Let's just brighten it up somehow. Come on. We did get another visit with Jennifer Beals in this episode. I like he's like, I gotta go out and show my face. Let the people remind the people who I am.
Hopefully we get more with her, because right now they're just giving us little
It was
morsels.
great. Right.
Yeah.
I loved
We
her
need
this.
more.
She was like Black Chrysanthemum. So, and I looked in the Easter eggs. There's like a history of, I guess, Wookiees and these, I'm looking up the name of
Twi'leks.
the Trandoshans,
Oh,
like Bosk was.
Okay. Oh,
and-
the lizardy people?
Yeah, the
Got it.
lizardy looking people.
That he loses his mind.
Because
over?
Trandoshans hunt Wookiees for sport.
Oh, well, fuck.
Because you'll remember a Trandoshan delivered a Wookiee pelt to Boba Fett as a tribute in the first episode of the show. So they've got this history.
wow.
And so that's why he's sitting there getting madder every time. They're like having a good old time, doing some gambling. So he starts fighting, and he's got
That makes more sense.
right. See, again, I feel like these are little things like, why is he getting so mad at this?
Yeah,
And then you
totally.
find out, and she has some lines about him, I guess, like he was maybe held prisoner and forced to fight or something like
Yeah,
that.
the gladiator.
Gladiator. So yeah, he starts beating him up, and then she comes in and she's trying to sweet talk him. It's like, oh, you don't have to live like that. You're fine. And I don't remember all that she said, but very smooth, very
Yeah,
like,
very good.
put him down. It's all good. Let him go back. You know what? You've got racked up a big tab. I'll pay your tab. Forget your tab. Well, I'll just have a good time. And so he throws the Trandoshan down while ripping his arm off.
Tears
It's
his
like,
arm.
and throws him down. And then Jennifer Beals, I think it's like Boba's got, well, gave it a shot. So
Good try.
I love seeing Jennifer Beals show up like that. That was great to see her.
Yeah, it's great casting.
Oh yeah, I just like you said, I want to see more of her. When he takes Fennec to get her parts put in, it's like this kind of cool, funky. Like I thought he was taking. I was like, why is he taking her to like a disco? Is this a Star Wars disco? And there's some more kids with scooters out in the front.
More the mod squad.
The Mod Squad and musician Thundercat.
That's right.
aka Steven Bruner, is the one turning them into cyberpunk kids. Like he's I guess it's something you can do, like get cool punk robot modifications to yourself. So he gives her a little droid tummy and
That's what AK meant. Hov squad. Hoverboard. They're kind of like hover.
hoverboard. Okay.
You told me
Hoverboard.
it was HOV, like
I
the
don't
HOV lane in Los
know.
Angeles.
How am I supposed to?
Hov.
Hey, what's up, Hov? We're hoving.
I get it now.
Did you
Okay,
know that
now,
one
okay.
of the teens hanging out is Ming-Na Wen's son, Cooper?
Oh, that's nice. That's a good Easter egg.
Cooper Dominic Z. So yes,
name.
her kids are showing up in
That's
the
good.
film. I love the robot in the kitchen with all the
So
arms.
cute. All those droids in there are really cute.
That was fun. That was a fun. Like it's like, yeah, who would do the cooking? Probably
Yeah.
droid. And then EV-99 was back in there.
Yeah, he was torturing people. Now he's working in the kitchen.
You got what's his name? The big blue. They had the band like in
Max Rebo.
Max Rebo.
Yeah.
There's so many fun little Star Warsy things wrapped up in this. I love how they go back. That was kind of creepy when they were kind of looking down into the Sarlacc pit, looking for his armor.
Oh, that
Got the little
was
headlight on, then all of a sudden the
jump
Sarlacc
scare.
is like, "Bleh,"
they
comes
got
up
me.
at him. Got me too. I jumped. The only thing I wish is if Fennec, like when she basically wakes up from being dead or almost dead, and she
Yeah.
realizes she's got robot innards.
Yeah.
Like, what is this? And
What did you do to
I
me?
would have loved to seen him more like freak out, like, what am I? Like, I just feel, but I guess Fennec's low key, so what are you gonna do? But
Exactly. That was her freaking out.
I think that was her freaking out.
She was like, hey, what is all this?
She was leaning at the time.
She was a little concerned.
"Ugh."
She was leaning, but she was a little concerned.
A little
She did
she
seem
was
a little
frazzled.
extra concerned that she had robot parts.
It was a frazzled lean.
She was frazzled.
There's a lot of nice stuff there. You find out why he wants to take over Jabba. He's like, haven't you worked for enough stupid
Idiots.
guys that are going to get you killed, and too many people getting killed working for these idiots with money, and he wants to start his own sort of house. He wants a second command. He wants Fennec. He wants a tribe. He wants a team. He wants to live the good life a little bit, care for his Rancor, and love the Banthas.
So he's doing a good job. He's got Fennec.
Yeah.
He's got Black Chrysanthemum.
I'm thinking he hasn't officially joined yet, has he? But I think he might.
I mean, he's there. He was there hanging out when he
Yeah,
had that
he's around.
tribunal.
yeah.
he's got the
true.
Rancor.
That's true.
He's got the two Gamorrean guards, who are much taller than they were in Return of the Jedi.
And less fat. They're more muscly.
fat.
They were just big fat Gamorrean guards back then. And now they're
Are those
sorta-
the guys with the sexy legs?
Yes.
Okay.
What Tara
right.
considers sexy.
They're
legs.
very muscular. You know,
They're
they're,
very
like
muscular.
slim considering
Yeah.
the rest. Like they're slim legs.
They were
They're
big.
like-
They were chunkier in
They used
Return of
to
the
be
Jedi.
chunkier. Yeah.
But yeah, he assembled that group and said, kind of fight with me against the Pikes who were coming to take over and the spice and all that stuff. And they're kind of like, I don't know about that. So it's like, at least don't get in the way. At least just be neutral. So like, sure, we'll go with that.
We'll see.
So who
I'm sure
knows?
that's going to
We'll
go well.
I'm sure. Yeah, exactly. So we'll see. I think the first 4 episodes have been a lot of let's get the pieces
Set up, yeah.
who he is now, get some of these pieces into place with the gang and Wookiees, and I think we're now some real intricate storylines gonna.
Now there's
start.
2 episodes left.
I think there's 4. There's 8.
Is there
right?
4?
I think there's
I thought
8
there was 6.
total.
Okay, I'll take 8.
Well.
Well, at the very end, though, when he's talking about, I think he says like, yeah, we can pay for some more help. They play a music cue
Right.
from Mandalorian. So maybe Mando's going to make an appearance. That would be a lot of fun. What a ragtag group of mercenaries he's gathered. That'll be
7
7. Okay, so 3 more.
episodes.
All right, that's still better than 2.
Yeah, I wanted more.
I know, me too.
I always
Maybe there'll
want
be
these shows to keep going.
Maybe there'll be 2 seasons.
Who knows? None of their shows have. Well, Bando's had. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, they're doing 3 at least.
And by the way, speaking of the Vespa gang, it was later. It came out that it was sort of an homage to George Lucas and his love of hot rods and
Very cool.
fast, shiny cars, that kind of thing.
That's fun.
Yeah. So all right, make your homage to George. Shiny red Vespas. At least there was a reason. And it's interesting. I looked on IMDb. Absolutely nothing is out. Like 5, 6, and 7. No.
Oh, like not even names or
No
anything.
plot. No names. No pictures. No titles. Good. Keep it secret.
Interesting.
Exactly. Well, all right.
Keep it a secret.
Love it.
Don't want to know. By the way, breaking news.
Oh,
This is exciting for me. Disney developing a live action remake of The Aristocats. Kitty
course.
cats everywhere.
My God.
It's their time. It's finally their
It's the time of the cat. I don't know when or if it's true, but that's according
That
to
makes
Movie
sense.
Web. Yeah, why not? Cute
They
kitty
did Lady
cats.
That's
Trap.
half of our content. We don't know when or if it's even true.
We'll see.
I
Right
just
up
saw
our
this,
alley.
Published one day ago. But
That's fun.
in the future, there might be live action Aristocats. Boom.
I mean, eventually they're just going to go through their whole
Pretty
all the
much.
movies. Yeah.
Pretty much.
That's fine.
Fun for you. Yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, wow. I'm tired.
Yeah, we've done a lot today, guys.
What?
It's a
Okay,
big-
we
big
got to
day.
tell people in real time. What time is it? 7:39.
Yeah,
We
We
started
started
at 3:30, didn't we?
3:30.
4 hours.
4 hours.
My wife is not happy.
Oh boy. Keep
My cats
flouting-
are hungry.
Keep flouting your wife around, Kat.
You know, my wife.
We get it. You have a
I?
wife.
Been together for 15 years.
Sarah's
15
dating a
happy years.
stump, but you're
We get it. It's Catalina weekend. We
Terry,
get it.
are you in the
You're
stump-
in quote Yosemite Valley.
Okay,
We get it.
Are you and the stump officially dating? Are you still
Me
just
and the
seeing
stump
each-
are exclusive.
Oh, that's a huge step.
We
Congratulations.
talked about it last
You
night.
should have the stump over sometime.
Have her on the pod.
Oh, you guys should come over to the house. Bring the stump.
I'll try, but I might get arrested. You know what? The stump is independent. I don't try to take the stump anywhere.
That's
That's
smart. That's good. You got to respect the stump.
Yeah. So I go to the stump.
That's probably best.
I took the stump on a very romantic date
Oh wow.
this week.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
All right, then.
That's where I'm at.
On that note, you can check out Tara's dating adventures with the stump on Twitter at Snot
Oh,
Podcast
yeah.
with 1D.
Nice.
We pondered a lot. Pondered about life and trees.
2x4s.
Oh, cat. What's wrong with you? Why would
Toothpick.
you say that? Wow. Well, I know where I'm not bringing the stump. That's to your house. But wait, I don't even know your address, so that won't be a problem.
Tara, how can people find us on Instagram?
Probably a hell of a lot easier than I can find where you live, Kat. It's at She Nerds Out on Facebook and Instagram.
Listen, you should go to our website at shenerdsout.com. You can catch up on old episodes. You can buy us a beer. You can send us a voicemail. We haven't had a voicemail in a while.
You can send us clues about who bought us a beer.
Yes, that's right. Mystery beer buyer.
Is it a scavenger hunt? I don't know.
I would love. Oh, I love a good scavenger
Me
hunt.
too. I wish it was.
That would be fun.
Who are you, someone?
Yeah, please. Can you make an elaborate scavenger hunt for us?
Don't make it easy. But also,
you,
who are you?
who are you? You can also send us an email directly to shenerds@gmail.com. Do you want to send us a piece of honest to goodness mail, something physical for us to open? You can send that to Snop at P.O. Box 6732, Burbank, California, 91510.
What? That can't be. Is that right?
Yeah.
It's not 91505.
No. Here's the thing.
Wait, are you sure? Because Studio
Here's the
City is
thing.
91602, and then are you sure?
Let me explain.
Oh boy.
I went to the website of the actual P.O. Box, the U.S. Postal Service, okay? The P.O. Box is listed with a zip code of 91510. But people have sent things to us to 91505, and it gets to us.
Okay. So it's 91510.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I mean, it's the website, guys. I have to trust the website.
Yeah, I'd say that's a good start. Yeah.
So you can pick. You can send it to 91510 or 91505.
So someone out there, if you're going to send us a map to a scavenger hunt around LA,
Yes.
Send
for
it.
example.
to 91510.
Yeah.
That's the best bet. Yeah.
At least it's not confusing.
I'm glad we cleared that up for people. Especially me. I totally remember what the
Yeah,
address is.
All right,
well-
then.
Oh, boy.
Are we done? Are you
We're
done?
done. I think we're officially done.
All right. I gotta go. I gotta go over to Kat's house. She invited me.
Yeah.
On that
My
note,
God.
Dinner's almost ready, Wendy.
thanks. She nerds out.
Out.
F you.
She turns out. We're girls that like nerdy